Hey everybody, my name is Agent Psycho, and we're gonna get started on the 63rd chapter. These chapters are kind of flying by really fast, because all these guns don't really have any um, variants, as is Nexon's habit of these days. Kind of wish that Nexon would release variants of other guns, but whatever. They can do what they want. I don't really care. Anyways, so this will be the review on the Galil ACE. This is chapter number 63 of the Exploring Arsenal series, featuring me, Agent Psycho, aka Toast Army 98. Probably said the intro like a million times now. So, it is unlocked at the rank of Second Lieutenant 2. It is, I suppose it's some sort of carbon, or what is it? A carbine version of the original Galil, the Ami Galil that you know you have seen in other games like Soldier Front and Black Ops. So yeah. I was honestly kind of disappointed that Nexon didn't actually bring out the original Galil, not the Galil ACE. I mean, I suppose it's a good thing, but when I saw the Galil, I was like, "Holy shit, the Galil's here!" I used to remember back in the days when I called it the Galil. Makes me feel like an absolute utter idiot. But yeah, when the Galil was first released, I was like, "Oh my god, the Galil's here! Yeah!" And I started fanboying, but when I realized it wasn't actually the Galil that I thought it was, I was like, "Oh." But anyways, nonetheless, it's the Galil, so let's get started. So moving on to its statistics. Oh, by the way, it does cost 5,390 GP for a week. So yeah. Kind of pricey, and is unlocked as a Lieutenant 2, but I think I already mentioned that. The damage on the Galil ACE is at a 43, so this is actually pretty powerful. It's actually on the higher end of assault rifle damage, on the other side of the, on the higher side anyway, of the assault rifle damage spectrum. So that's obviously really good. The Galil ACE is indeed pretty powerful. And so yeah, damage should not be a concern of yours when you're trying to kill people. So yeah. As far as damage drop-off, it has a pretty standard assault rifle style damage drop-off. It's only going to take you a few more bullets to kill someone at long range, but do make sure that you put a few more rounds downrange just in case. They might not die when you expect them to. So. There you go. Nothing too special around there. The portability. Now, Common Arms Wiki says that the Galil ACE has a really, really low portability of 55. Now, that's as slow as the AUG-A1. I think the AUG-A1 actually has a 57. I can't be too sure. But it's definitely... The AK-47 has 55 portability. I don't think the Galil has that slow of a portability. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think Common Arms Wiki or Common Arms or somebody screwed up the stats on the portability of the Galil ACE. Because whenever I run around with it, I mean, it could be, because I have full speed gear on, so I might not notice a difference. But to me, anyway, as far as I'm concerned, the Galil ACE, is not that slow. It's as fast as an M4A1, to be perfectly honest. And it could be that slow, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. Like the AK-47, yeah, that's heavy, and I can understand that, because I can actually feel the weight on the thing whenever I'm running around with it. The Galil ACE? 55 portability? That low? No way. I don't believe it. So, anyway, so I'm just here to tell you guys that the portability does not feel that goddamn slow. But I mean, it is what it is. So if you guys want to believe it, then go ahead. Go on ahead. Rate of fire. The rate of fire on the Galil ACE is kind of like an in-betweener. Like the AK-47 had like what 60 something rate of fire because it's a slow but very powerful rifle. However, like other guns like the M4A1 and the M416, like 7, had like rates of fire of like 74 or 76. The Galil ACE is pretty much right, I shouldn't say right in between, but it's pretty much in the middle of it, but at 70. So it's got a 70 rate of fire. It's neither slow like the AK nor fast like the M4A1. Definitely the Galil ACE's rate of fire is somewhere between the two. Definitely between the two. So yeah, I suppose it's kind of like a balancing feature because it is pretty high damage. Nexon decided that, hey, the Galil shouldn't be able to fire as fast, which is okay. I mean, considering that the M4A1 deals a 38 damage and has a 74 rate of fire and still kills people relatively quickly, the Galil ACE is, I think its killing time is pretty similar to the M4A1's killing time, assuming that both of your guns, like if you were to fire on two targets with both guns, separately of course, and all the bullets were to hit, I believe that their killing times, their DPS would be pretty similar. So there you go. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the exact math behind it, even though I'm Asian. Sorry, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty similar. As for its accuracy, the Galil ACE has a pretty high accuracy rating at 86. This is as accurate as your TAR 21 that I recently did a review on. So yeah, accuracy is pretty good. Make sure to I don't know. You can put an ACOG or ITEC. I don't know. I don't really care which one, but I prefer ACOG so I can utilize that range and the accuracy that assault rifles have over range. So that's just my opinion. Recoil. The recoil on the Galil ACE is at a 67. Now, this is nowhere near like the TAR status recoil, even though the MTAR and the Galil ACE technically have the same recoil rating. How the Galil ACE's recoil works is that it spreads out very slowly, and the max spread is definitely not as high as the MTARs. However, what I feel that the Galil ACE's recoil stat means is that the recoil kickback over time will accumulate a lot. I'm not too sure if this is very accurate, but this is what I just feel. And the Galil ACE, here's what I mean by it. The recoil spread, I've talked about it just now. It's not as bad as some people might think it is. In fact, it's pretty good. You can actually spray people down pretty effectively at medium range. It's pretty good. I should say it's that good. But it's the recoil kickback that may pose a problem. Per shot, the Galil ACE's recoil kickback is not that high, but still kind of high. It's like medium-ish. So over time, as you spray with the Galil ACE, at someone hip firing, you can definitely notice that your character or your aim can be thrown off by the Galil ACE's accumulating recoil kickback. So that is what you might want to be careful of, and that's why I think that's what accounts for the fact that the Galil ACE has a pretty high recoil rating at 67. If you think about it, like other assault rifles don't even have like a 60 recoil or something like that. So there you go. Overall recoil controllability. So overall recoil controllability on the Galil ACE is relatively simple. I mean, the center speed should be pretty fast, like fast enough so that the recoil spread should be able to diminish in time if you let it just cool out, like just stop firing for like a few seconds, like a second or two, in the middle of your sprays. So yeah, make sure you do that unless you got a lot of people you need to deal with. Another thing about the recoil controllability is that when you are aiming down sights, I don't know how this works with ITEC scopes, but for ACOG scopes, when you're spraying down range, when you're spraying down range and aiming down sights with the ACOG, with the Galil, my suggestion to you guys is that you spray at people at medium range. The recoil kickback on the Galil ACE, while scoped in through an ACOG at middle range, makes so that I think the first 3, maybe 2, 3, or maybe even 4 bullets will kick straight up, and then it'll start bouncing side to side. However, the I should say width of how far it bounces from side to side is actually pretty short. So if you're at middle range, then that shouldn't be much of a problem, and you can just drag your mouse to kind of manipulate the recoil kickback of the Galil ACE while you're spraying down scope, so that you can make it so that some of your bullets actually hit your target and you can kill them faster. I think the Galil ACE is pretty good in that respect, that you can actually aim down your sights, whatever you may have. It works for ACOGs, I don't know about ITECs, and at middle range, and spray people down, and it should prove pretty effective. It's even better if you crouch down as well, because crouching obviously makes your recoil pattern a little bit better. As for what's next here, Tapfire Ability, the Galil ACE is pretty good at tap firing. It does have a slight tendency to over tap fire, but it will almost never jam on you. I don't think I've ever had a Galil jam on me. Once again, if you guys do not know what I mean by jamming and over tap firing, jamming means that if you were to try to tap fire too fast for your weapon to handle, then your gun won't even fire as many shots as you click at all. Whereas over tap firing, your gun will fire the shots that it'll fire as many times as you click. However, the scope will start kicking in a different direction. That's what I mean by over tap firing. So I think the Galil ACE has a slight tendency to over tap fire if you tap fire too much, and I don't think it jams at all, if at all. So there you go. As for the sprint drawback, on the Galil ACE is, it's moderate, I suppose. There's nothing too special about it that comes to mind. Draw speed, I believe it has the same draw animation as the XM8, so I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what I just feel. But there you go. Nothing special there. Center speed, it's moderately fast. It's nothing to be, it's nothing really to talk about. Like, it's nothing significant or anything, but it is there. It's pretty quick. Quicker than what, I should say? I don't know, really. But it's pretty fast, and it's there. Fire modes. Actually, I forgot this already. Reload speed. The reload speed on the Galil ACE is pretty standard. There's nothing really too, outstanding about it, not in the good sense of the word, but you know, just you know, like, I don't see what the problem is with the Galil's reload speed, but there's nothing too special about it either. I just took like a whole half-minute to explain something I could have said in one sentence. Yay me, I'm so skilled. Fire modes, the Galil ACE is only available in one fire mode, and that is automatic, but for some reason Combat Arms says that it has a burst fire feature. I didn't know this. Maybe the Galil does have a burst fire feature. I don't think it does, because I tried pressing F, which is the default button to switch between fire modes, and the Galil ACE I don't think has a 3-round burst. I don't know. I've never reused a 3-round burst on the Galil if it does indeed have it, but according to Combat Arms Wiki, it says it has a burst fire function, so I don't know what to say. Yeah, I suppose that's something for you guys to figure out. But if you're someone like me, you don't really care about the burst fire feature anyway. I always go full auto. As for its luck, the Galil ACE, I don't know. I can't really say, because I don't remember getting a lot of headshots with the Galil. So I'm going to say it's low. So there you go. Don't expect a lot of headshots with the Galil. As for its ammo capacity, it has a standard ammo capacity at 30 rounds per magazine and 90 reserve. Nothing special there. Key physical characteristics. It kind of reminds me of an AK-74U, to be completely honest. Like a completely blackened, black reskinned AK-74U with an SG-556 stock. I know that's a really weird way of putting it, but that's just what it looks like to me. So, yeah, if you guys have seen the Galil from like Black Ops or Soldier Front, then it doesn't. The Galil ACE in Combat Arms does not look anything like the Galil from Black Ops, but I mean, hey, it's a Galil variant. It's there. Moving on to the muzzle noise. The muzzle noise on the Galil ACE is a kind of like a, It's very interesting. I think I just blew into my mic. It's a very interesting muzzle noise. It's very unique, so you can definitely hear someone using the Galil ACE if you hear the muzzle report. But it's like a kind of like a high frequency-ish, but it's not that loud. Kind of a, how should I describe this? It's not a popping noise that describes like the FAMAS or something like that in the Cage 2002. But the Galil, it's rather high frequency, but it's like, I don't know. You guys will definitely know what the Galil ACE sounds like when you actually hear it in game, and you will never forget what it sounds like. It's pretty distinctive, and if you're hearing this out in the battlefield, you can definitely know that someone's using the Galil. Moving on to the attachment options. You can attach anything onto the Galil ACE: suppressors, magazine modifications, scopes. They're all good. And as for whether or not it's fire team worthy, I mean, it is an assault rifle, so it should be pretty good for fire team, and no matter what kind of fire team you're playing. As for quarantine, no. I mean, you wouldn't really want to bring assault rifles into quarantine anyway in the first place, especially seeing that the Galil only has a 55 portability, according to Combat Arms anyway. So, I mean, that's not very fast, obviously. So thus the Galil is not an ideal assault rifle to bring into Combat Arms. Moving on to the frank personal opinions, the Galil ACE. The Galil ACE is definitely a good weapon. Is it the best? No, not by any stretch of the imagination, but the Galil ACE is definitely a very, very good assault rifle. It's got a good mixture of damage and rate of fire. The rate of fire makes it so that it doesn't fire as fast as the others, like faster firing assault rifles like the M41 or Rec 7. But at the same time, this kind of works in your favor because of the kind of semi-heavy recoil. The kind of lower reduced rate of fire will help you kind of manage your recoil a little bit better. And I mean, you don't really need like 76 rate of fire to begin with anyway, because it's just it's very powerful at 43. So it's definitely not lacking the damage department. It might be lacking the rate of fire department, but overall I think it's fine because it helps out with your recoil controllability. And yeah, there's really no kind of definite downside about the Galil ACE. In other words, there isn't really any reason why you shouldn't try it out. It's definitely a good assault rifle. It may have its its outstanding pros about it, and there's not really much cons about it other than the fact that it seems to have a very low portability. But even that, I disagree with because I don't think it's that low. I don't think it's as slow as a fucking AK. The AK-47 definitely feels a lot slower than the Galil, but I mean, if you guys feel that they have the same portability, then I mean, be my guest. Think what you want to think. I'm just here to tell you guys that I think that the portability is not that bad. So yeah, with that being said, the Galil ACE is definitely a good assault rifle, and it's actually more than a decent assault rifle. It's actually pretty good. So yeah, you guys make sure you guys check it out once you hit Second Lieutenant 2. If you're already Second Lieutenant 2 and you guys have never used the Galil before, I really highly recommend that you guys check it out because it's actually a really good assault rifle, and you can definitely wreck house with it if you guys do master the Galil's cons, which there really aren't much anyway. Like I mentioned before, like all there is like slow portability, which may not be a con at all, and it's it's kind of hefty recoil pattern, but even then that can be negated pretty easily just by just a few games of seeing how the Galil works and mastering it after that. So anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching this episode review on the Galil ACE, and yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys in the next review. How do you like the outro? It's so sexy.